What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Brian and today we're going to continue the build out of this Mystery Ranch Carryology Unicorn 2.0 to suit my needs. Today we're going to be adding Cobra Buckles to the beaver tail to make it easier to attach in a pinch, but it's not going to come without a penalty. So first thing is, if you look at this pack with the beaver tail stowed away, it is nice and clean. The Hypalon loop that's hiding behind this is not visible. There's not extra weight that comes along with the Cobra Buckles versus using the G-hooks. We'll actually look at what the penalty is gonna be. But the reason I'm gonna do this is because attaching the beaver tail using the G-hooks is just a cumbersome and slow process. And I shouldn't say attaching, it's more attaching and detaching, because this is actually easier to attach than to detach. So just like that. Oops, I've got it attached. That wasn't too bad, but to detach, actually, you know what? It's not terrible. On the Cerberus, it's actually a much larger pain because the Hypalon loop is just fitted exactly right. They actually made a change here that makes this much more efficient. But you know what? I don't know, it's still, I don't like to have to find the angle and get in here to do that, but it's not bad. It's not as bad actually playing around with it kind of at eye level as I thought it was gonna be. Regardless, we're gonna do this anyway, and the best part about this mod, shout out to Logan in the Carryology group for suggesting using these peak clips, is it's reversible. So if I don't like it, we can ultimately just pull these right back off in the end. Now, in terms of weight, we are going to be adding 2 Cobra Buckles. These were $27 a pop. These are the ANSI rated versions in black. You can tell they're ANSI rated because ANSI is actually printed right on them. These are super nice to use. I mean, they just pop off, connect, super easy. I think it's still gonna be an upgrade versus using the G-hook, but they are gonna be a lot heavier. So let's take a look on a scale here. 2 clips, 2 Peak Design clips. We're looking at an extra 5 ounces. I'll weigh the G-hooks after I get them off. But step 1 to install this, we're going to split the clip, take that part right there, open up a Peak Design clip. These are $5 for a pack of 4 straight from Peak Design. And we're going to pull this back so we can kind of gain access to this Hypalon loop. We're going to throw this over this way. Man, really hard to actually get kind of the leverage you need on this. Got to get just enough room there on the back side to be able to put this clip through. And there we go. So now the clip is in. We can secure it. Flip this kind of all back around. And there we go. It's kind of nice and tucked away in there. And you can see it does kind of peek its head a little bit, but it's actually not too bad. I was wondering if this was gonna look okay or not. if the beaver tail is still stowed away. The side profile isn't too bad, but it is a little bit bulky with this clip. So I'm not sure if the Peak Design clip is gonna be the best long-term option here, but I really like the fact that it's reversible. So let's attach the other side. And it is really a little bit tricky to gain enough leverage into this space to get the Hypalon loop through the Cobra Buckle. In fact, I'm really struggling with this side. I think maybe if I open up the pack, I can free it up just a little bit. Yeah, that helped a lot, I think. There we go. Okay. All right, we've got that through. Let's close the Peak clip. Done. Tuck all of this back inside. There we go. All right, so pretty clever solution. Works pretty well for that side of the buckle. Now all we gotta do is get the G hooks off and we will be in business. That came off really easily. There is good clearance for the strap, even though it's kind of doubled up with the loop at the back. So all in all, this mod has been very painless so far. All right, and now all we have to do is attach the Cobra Buckle back. And then so for the other side of the buckle, you're gonna wanna take the beaver tail strap, put it through kind of the upper portion of this adjuster to start, and then move the adjuster bar down to give you some room, and then run this back through with the metal adjuster in between so that you can basically pull the beaver tail strap taut and then clip it in just like that. And that honestly is quite nice. I mean, the loop, the G-hook wasn't as bad as I kind of feared it would be, but this, so simple, so easy. I've got the two G-hooks, so let's actually see what the weight on those is by themselves. We're looking at 0.7 ounces. So 5 ounces minus 0.7, you're looking at a 4.3 ounce penalty to do this mod. Is it worth it? Aesthetically, for aesthetics alone, I think it's worth it. From a functionality perspective, I do think that it's worth it if you're gonna use the beaver tail a lot. If your plan is to not use the beaver tail, just keep it packed away, I don't think it makes sense to have half of a Cobra Buckle just kind of sitting out there taking up weight. But I think, you know, I was hesitant to use the beaver tail a lot, and now that I've got these clips, I'm gonna be more inclined to use it. So let me finish up the install on the other side and get this extra strap hidden away and take a look at the end result. Now the Unicorn 2.0 did come with Velcro cinches to kind of control the straps on the beaver tail when not in use. Those are absolutely reusable with this Cobra Buckle mod. And so you can see the end result there is just a very clean, very nice setup. The look of this with the kind of brass gold color coming off the buckle, you know, the aluminum, it just makes this bag look all the more premium. I dig it. I think it's a very pleasing modification. Highly recommend it at the moment. We'll see, you know, once I get some actual real use out of this, if I continue to like it or not. All right, so that's the cleanup all done. Pack looks great. And I would think the final test here is going to be how easy or hard has it become to store the beaver tail away now that I've added not just the weight, but the size of the Cobra Buckles. So let's also give this a shot real quick. And to be honest, packing this beaver tail away, even with the G-hooks, was a pain. I kind of got a process down that I like. So what I do is I just push it in from the underside as far as it'll go to get as much of this tail in there as flat as I possibly can. Pretty easy, pretty quick. And then with the rest of this, I try to kind of fold it over on itself and tuck it in the backside. And actually, look at that. That went in super easy, super smooth. So with the extra buckles, it actually isn't a problem to get this tail stowed away. In fact, I think it's more a matter of having a nice process to do it. If you try to fold it all up while it's out, it's actually a lot harder. So you saw what I did just there. Pretty painless. I would recommend that as a procedure to get the beaver tail stowed. Overall, doesn't look too bad still. You know, you can still see the clips, but they're not moving, they're not going anywhere, they're not really in the way. They look a little bit funny not attached to anything, but all in all, I think I'm gonna roll with it. I think I like this modification, and that's all I've got for this one. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you at the next one soon.